Welcome to the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show.
Cup of Joe Wrestling Show?
With Joey Harris. A podcast for the wrestling fan on the go. So take your favorite beverage of choice and join Joey as he takes a look at some of the biggest shows on the WWE Network.
From makeshift studios deep in the heart of stately Maine Manor, this is the Cup of Joe Wrestling Show. I am your host, Joey Harris. You can follow the show's Twitter at Cup of Joe Pod. You can email the show at cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com. Folks, back at it again. Right now, we are headed into and in August. And as I record this, I have finally hit one of my weight loss goals, and I am finally under 300 pounds for the first time in 16 years. My whole decade of my 30s went by, and I was never under 300 pounds. So finally hit 299 this morning. So that's good. We're going to get right into it as we continue looking at the summer of Punk leading up to Money in the Bank 2011. Today, we look at WWE Capital Punishment 2011. WWE Capital Punishment 2011 was shown on pay-per-view on June 19th, 2011 from the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. There were 9,850 people in attendance, and the show had 170,000 pay-per-view buys. Intro showing R-Truth and John Cena, highlighting what led to their match tonight. We go to our opening credits. We start out hot with a United States Championship match. Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Booker T, Jerry Lawler, and Michael Cole welcome us to Capital Punishment. They welcome Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savinovich of the Spanish announce team. Ziggler has Vicky Guerrero with him. Back and forth to begin. Kingston with a hip toss into a side headlock. Ziggler pushes off and gets a side headlock. Kingston reverses it into a head scissors. Ziggler with a shot and a side headlock. Kingston pushes off. Ziggler hits a shoulder block. Back and forth. Kingston with a nice back elbow. Ziggler with a low blow and raining blows to Kingston's back. Kingston with a corner whip and then a monkey flip to Ziggler. Kingston goes for Trouble in Paradise, and Ziggler turns and drops Kingston on the top turnbuckle. Ziggler hits a Famouser. That gets a 2 count. Kingston hits some body shots while Ziggler has him in a front face lock. Kingston reverses a Ziggler neckbreaker attempt into a backslide. He gets a 2 count. Ziggler with a standing drop kick. Ziggler drops an elbow for a 1 count. Ziggler with a rear chin lock. Back and forth. Kingston with a roll up for a 1 count. Kingston counters a Ziggler pickup with a roll up for a 2 count. Kingston misses a corner charge and Ziggler hits a belly to back suplex for a 2 count. Ziggler with an armbar. A Kofi chant goes out. Ziggler goes for the sleeper. Kingston counters with a jawbreaker. Ziggler misses a corner splash. Kingston with a couple of big chops. Kingston misses a corner charge, but hits a splash from the top rope. That gets a 2 count. Kingston hits the boom drop. Kingston misses Trouble in Paradise, but counters a Ziggler pump handle slam into the SOS for a close 2 count. Kingston then gets another 2 count. Ziggler reverses a third into a roll-up holding the tights, but Kingston kicks out anyway. Ziggler goes for the zigzag, but Kingston counters. Back and forth. Kingston goes up top, but Ziggler catches him and tries for a superplex. Kingston holding on. He slams Ziggler down and hits a crossbody, and Ziggler again kicks out on 2. Kingston goes for another SOS, and Ziggler counters with a sleeper again. Kingston makes it to the corner, and Ziggler's run into it head first. Kingston misses Trouble in Paradise. Ziggler goes for a backbreaker, but Kingston holds on to the ropes. Vicky Guerrero attacks Kingston. Ziggler locks on a sleeper. Kingston goes for the ropes, but Ziggler pushes off the ropes, so they are in the middle of the ring. The referee stops the match as Kingston is out. Some confusion as to whether Kingston submitted. Ziggler was disqualified for using the rope, or the referee stopped it because Kingston is out. They announced Ziggler as the new United States champion. Vicky Guerrero comes into the ring, and they celebrate. A limousine pulls up in the back of the arena. R-Truth gets out, and Josh Matthews interviews him. R-Truth still has John Cena's WWE title. He says he has a big party to attend. He then comes across Eve. She says she doesn't even know who he is anymore. He says nobody does. Todd Grisham asks The Miz if he has what it takes to beat Alex Riley. Miz says he is sick of hearing about Alex Riley. He says Riley is a reject, and he is the only one that ever mattered. Flashback to what led up to the Miz-Alex Riley match. The Miz versus Alex Riley. Riley gets a nice ovation coming out. Miz screams at Riley saying no one cares about him while holding the briefcase, and Riley kicks the briefcase into Miz's stomach. Miz takes Riley down. Riley reverses it and starts punching Miz. Miz takes off around the ring, and Riley follows. Riley beats Miz down. Miz in the corner. The referee pulls Riley off of Miz, allowing Miz to kick Riley. Miz with knees to Riley's face. Miz hits the $1 million knee lift. He follows that up with a running kick to Riley's face. He rains down punches to Riley's face. Riley swinging for Miz but not connecting. Let's go Riley, let's go Miz, dueling chants go out. Miz with a DDT for a 2 count. Miz attacks Riley's back. Miz with a big kick to Riley's face. He keeps knocking Riley down. He calls Riley nothing and tells him to stay down. Riley misses a corner charge and hits his shoulder on the post. Riley falls out of the ring. Miz hits him with a running boot to the face. Back in, Miz gets another 2 count. Riley finally hits a shot to Miz's face. Miz jumps on Riley's back and applies a headlock. Riley down to one knee and then all the way down. Miz applies a body vice. Riley gets back to his feet. Miz with a death drop for a 2 count. Miz hits the running clothesline in the corner. A top rope double axe handle gets a 2 count. Miz gets Riley in the Tree of Woe. He delivers kicks to Riley's stomach. Riley ducks a Miz baseball slide, and Miz crouches himself in the corner. Riley gets an elbow and a charge in. He runs Miz into 2 corners. He hits a spine buster for a 2 count. Big kick to the head of Miz. That gets another 2 count. It goes outside. Riley runs Miz into the ring and the barricade. He runs Miz into the announce table, and Cole is just berating Riley. Riley grabs Cole by the tie and pulls him over the table. Miz gets a shot in and grabs the briefcase. The referee grabs it away from Miz, allowing Riley to hit the pump DDT for the pin. A President Obama look-alike is shown talking to Sergeant Slaughter. Vicky Guerrero tries to interrupt. She sings Happy Father's Day to Obama, mimicking the old Marilyn Monroe JFK thing. The Secret Service drag her off. Flashback to what led to the Big Show Alberto Del Rio match. Alberto Del Rio versus the Big Show. Big Show attacks Del Rio as he is coming down the aisle. He drives Del Rio into the barricade. He throws Del Rio in the ring, but is attacked by Mark Henry, who he had attacked on SmackDown the previous Friday. Henry slams the Big Show through the Spanish announce table. The referee goes to check on Big Show as Del Rio begs the referee to start counting. Henry comes back and attacks the left knee of Big Show. He leaves and Big Show struggles to get in the ring as the referee starts to count. Big Show gets in at 7 and the referee asks if he is sure. The bell rings. Big Show flings Del Rio into the corner. Irish whip to Del Rio. He tries to go for a choke slam, but Del Rio attacks the leg. He clips the knee and then hits it with a kick. He gets a 2 count. Big Show catches Del Rio's foot and pushes him off. Big Show hits a choke slam on Del Rio, but falls as well. Del Rio on the outside, but Big Show brings him up on the apron by his head, so Del Rio drops down and guillotines Big Show. Del Rio goes up top and gets caught by Big Show. Del Rio goes back to the knee. Del Rio goes for the cross arm breaker, and Big Show counters with a backdrop. Del Rio with a kick to Big Show's knee. Cross arm breaker. Big Show gets to the ropes. He gets up, but falls down again. Referee calls it off because Big Show can't defend himself. Del Rio wins. R-Truth tries to work with the photographer to take his picture. The photographer points out the nameplate says John Cena, so R-Truth grabs him and yells at him. Matt Stryker tries to interview Wade Barrett, who grabs the microphone and starts walking around backstage. He says that DC needs a king. He gets booed as he walks to the ring. He says the USA is a hollow shell, much like Ezekiel Jackson. A USA chant goes out. He says everyone is going to witness him destroy Jackson. WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson. Slow to start as the USA chant starts back up. Back elbow by Jackson gets a 1 count. Jackson goes for the torture rack, but Barrett slips out and goes to the outside. Back in, Jackson hits some gut shots to Barrett. Barrett ducks a Jackson corner charge, so Jackson hits a back shot to Barrett. Jackson drops an elbow for a 2 count. Barrett comes back with a boot to the head and gets a 1 count. Jackson with a boot in the forearm and goes for a clothesline, but Barrett catches him in a side slam. Gets a 2 count. Barrett with a rear chin lock. A USA chant goes out. Barrett goes for a pump handle slam. Jackson reverses it to go for the torture rack, but Barrett rolls through and tries to get a sunset flip. Gets a 2 count. Barrett with a back kick. Barrett with a pump handle slam. Gets a 2 count. Barrett slaps Jackson. Barrett with kicks in the corner. He misses a running kick to the corner. Jackson with a back elbow and a block. Jackson with a clothesline. He hits a big corner splash. Barrett misses a corner charge. Jackson goes for the torture rack again. Barrett blocks it and hits wasteland on Jackson. He gets a 2 count. The USA chant starts again. Jackson blocks a big kick. He body slams Barrett several times. He gets the torture rack on and Barrett submits. New Intercontinental Champion. Jerry Lawler goes into the ring and asks Jackson how it feels to be the new Intercontinental Champion. He says he has gained his independence. Beth Phoenix, Santino Marella, and Kelly meet Obama. Marella tries to teach Obama the Cobra, but is taken out by the Secret Service halfway through. Josh Matthews interviews CM Punk. Punk says all politicians are scum, including himself. He says that Rey Mysterio is also using everyone, and he's the only real one here. Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. Mysterio gives a mask to a fan as he comes down. Punk is gearing up for the Summer of Punk. Mysterio goes for the leg of Punk. Punk with a wrist lock. Mysterio hits a snapmare. Punk misses an elbow to the corner, and Mysterio gets a kick in. Punk with a scoop slam and a shoulder block. Mysterio with some kicks to Punk's knee. Mysterio with a sunset flip. Punk drops down, gets a 2 count. Mysterio counters, gets a 1 count. Punk gets to the ropes. Mysterio with a shot that sets up the 619, but Punk drops down. Mysterio hits a baseball slide, and Punk goes out. Mysterio goes for a Hurricane Rana to the floor from the apron, but Punk falls back and guillotines Mysterio on the barricade. Back in, Punk gets a 2 count. Punk gets the bow and arrow on Mysterio. Mysterio powers out for a 1 count when he lands on Punk. Punk lands on Mysterio for a 1 count. Punk gets a body scissors. A CM Punk chant goes out as Mysterio tries to free himself. Mysterio goes for a move, but gets caught in a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. That gets a close 2 count. Punk goes back to the leg scissors. Mysterio with some headbutts to get out of the move. Punk sets up for the 619 again. Punk comes off and catches Mysterio with a clothesline. He gets a close 2 count. He puts Mysterio in an abdominal stretch. Mysterio out and trips Punk as he goes for a corner charge. Mysterio goes up and Punk catches him and puts Mysterio in the Tree of Woe. Punk gets a shot in and gets a 2 count. Back and forth, and Mysterio head scissors Punk out of the ring. Mysterio hits a springboard moonsault on Punk on the outside. Back in, Mysterio hits a diving headbutt on Punk. He again gets a 2 count. Mysterio with a crossbody, but Punk rolls through for a 2 count. Punk with a sunset flip, and Mysterio rolls through. Punk with an inside cradle. Mysterio rolls through. They trade kicks. Mysterio with a kick to the head that gets a 2 count. Mysterio goes up top, but gets caught. Punk hits a back suplex from the top. Punk gets a 2 count, but he is hurt as well. Punk hits the running knee. Punk misses a corner charge. Mysterio hits a 619 in the corner. Punk falls to the outside. Mysterio puts him back in and goes up top. He goes for the top rope splash, but Punk gets his knees up. Gets a close 2 count. Punk is hurt, but calls for the go to sleep. He hits the knees and gets Mysterio up. He goes for it, but Mysterio counters it into a roll-up for a 2 count. Punk hits an enziguri for a 2 count. Punk goes for the go to sleep again, but Mysterio again pulls away and Punk is set up for the 619. Punk ducks as Mysterio swings around and hits the go to sleep. He then gets the pin. Flashback to what's led up to the Randy Orton-Christian match. World Heavyweight title match. Randy Orton versus Christian. The announcers talk about Orton being medically cleared to compete. Orton with big shots starting out. They then trade shots. Orton with a modified press and shots to Christian. Orton with a side headlock. Then a shoulder block for a 1 count. Christian with a front face lock. And some knees to Orton. A big forearm. Christian goes for the second rope drop kick and Orton swats him away. Christian throws Orton to the outside. Christian drop kicks Orton. He goes to body press, but Orton moves and shoulder blocks Christian. Back in, Orton gets a 2 count. Orton with punches to the corner. Orton clotheslines Christian to the outside. Orton goes to DDT Christian off the ring steps, but Christian runs Orton into the steps. Back in, Christian gets a 2 count. Christian with a reverse neck breaker. That gets another 2 count. Orton comes back with a headbutt. Christian goes for a corner charge, and Orton lifts his legs up and gets Christian with a roll-up for a 2 count. Christian with a spine buster for a 2 count. Christian punches Orton's head, and Orton appears dazed. Orton reverses a corner whip, and Christian hits head first, but Orton falls down. Orton with a backdrop, back and forth. Orton with a couple of clotheslines. He hits a big power slam. A belly-to-belly suplex by Orton gets a 2 count. Orton goes for the apron DDT, but Christian drops down and slaps Orton. Christian goes to suplex Orton on the outside, but Orton headbutts Christian to get out of it, but is hurt more by the move. Orton runs Christian into the corner post. Orton hits the superplex, but also hurts himself. He gets a 2 count. Orton goes for the RKO. Christian blocks it and goes for the kill switch. Orton elbows Christian in the head. Orton does a snap backbreaker move for a 2 count. Christian goes for the kill switch again. Orton pushes off and goes for the RKO again. Christian rolls outside. Orton follows. Back in, back and forth. Orton with an apron DDT. Orton does his Viper mat pounding routine. He goes for the RKO. Christian counters with a death drop for a 2 count. Christian goes for the spear. Orton leapfrogs. He goes for the RKO. Christian pushes off. Christian hits the spear for a 2.5 count. Orton with a drop kick. Christian with a head kick. And then he goes up top. Orton moves out of the way, so Christian lands on his feet, and Orton hits the RKO and gets the pin. Christian complains to the referee that his leg was under the ropes. Orton blasts Christian with the belt. On the replay, the announcers say Christian may have a point. The Bella Twins come out with Keith Stone. He was apparently a spokesman for Keystone Light. I have no memory of this whatsoever. Flashback to what has led up to the main event. Jack Swagger versus Evan Bourne. Swagger pushes Bourne off to start. Front face lock. Swagger slams Bourne down. Swagger with a wrist lock. Bourne reverses it with a kick to Swagger's face. Swagger with a shoulder block. Swagger goes for a hip toss. Bourne counters with the head scissors. Swagger with a knee to the gut. Then another one. He slams Bourne down for a 2 count. Swagger with some elbows to Bourne's stomach. Swagger with a rear chin lock. Bourne with some kicks to the head. Swagger with a backdrop. Gets a 2 count. Swagger with some body shots to Bourne. Bourne corner whipped. Swagger bomb gets a 2 count. Swagger beating Bourne's back. Bourne with the head scissors. Bourne with a series of leg kicks. Swagger with a scoop slam. Bourne gets his leg up on a second Swagger bomb. Bourne with stiff kicks for a 2 count. He goes up top, but Swagger gets up, so Bourne jumps off and Swagger hits a big boot. Gets a 2 count. Bourne hits a top rope DDT for a 2.5 count. Bourne with a kick and goes up top for airborne. Swagger moves so Bourne lands on his feet, and Swagger goes for the gut wrench powerbomb. Bourne counters with a sunset flip. Swagger reverses it into an ankle lock. Bourne reverses that into a roll-up to get the pin. A Be a Star campaign ad. The Obama impersonator comes out to address the WWE Universe. He says he is not the anonymous Raw GM because we would get more JR and less Michael Cole. He wishes both John Cena and R-Truth good luck. Booker T asks that Obama join him in the ring. Booker asks him if he can do a Spinaroonie. Booker then does the Spinaroonie. The crowd wants Obama to do it. He does a halfway decent one. Video of WWE visiting National Guard soldiers. National Guard soldiers in attendance are then shown. WWE Championship match. John Cena versus R-Truth. R-Truth walks out with the belt. This is his first championship match for the WWE Championship. Cena gets a big ovation coming out. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks dueling chants go out. As they start, R-Truth with a headlock. Cena pushes off. R-Truth rolls outside. Back in, R-Truth gets Cena down in the corner with some big punches. Cena with a corner whip and a bulldog. Cena goes for a clothesline, but R-Truth holds on and rolls outside. Little Jimmy chant goes out. Cena goes for the attitude adjustment, and R-Truth counters with a face buster. Gets a 2 count. Back and forth. R-Truth with a side kick for a 2 count. R-Truth with a slap. A leg drop gets another 2 count. R-Truth with a front face lock. Cena trying to power out. He pushes R-Truth off. R-Truth with a corkscrew elbow. Gets another 2 count. R-Truth with a running corner forearm. Another 2 count. R-Truth mocking Cena before slapping him down. Cena back up and guillotines R-Truth on the top rope. R-Truth with a clothesline. Gets a 2 count. R-Truth with an elbow to Cena's neck. R-Truth with a hip block. R-Truth with a sleeper, then a leg scissors. Cena trying to break free. Cena goes for the STF. R-Truth gets to the ropes. R-Truth with a clothesline for a 2 count. R-Truth with a suplex for a 2 count. R-Truth misses a leg drop. Cena with 2 shoulder blocks. Big slam. You can't see me. Then the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena goes for the attitude adjustment. R-Truth slips out. Jawbreaker to Cena. Gets a 2 count. R-Truth misses a corner charge. Cena with the STF. R-Truth gets to the ropes. R-Truth with the scissors kick. Gets a close 2 count. R-Truth with a crossbody. Cena holds on and rolls through. R-Truth counters with a facebuster. Another 2 count, and Cena rolls out of the ring. R-Truth rolls out and sees a Cena fan. He grabs his hat and puts it on and drinks from the fan's John Cena cup. He hands the cup back to the fan, who throws the water in his face. Cena then throws R-Truth back in and hits the attitude adjustment for the pin. Cena brings the fan into the ring. They celebrate. They replay the finish before signing off from Washington, D.C. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TheJoeyHarris. If you like the show, please leave a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. I would really appreciate it. And if you do, take a shot of it with your phone and then send it to me, cupofjoewrestlingshow@gmail.com, and I'll mention you in a future podcast. Thank you for joining me this week. This is Joey saying so long from stately Maine Manor.
The Cup of Joe Wrestling Show is a production of Baby Kangaroo Media.